Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode. If you're new here, I'm your host Nestle, and I can't wait to go on this incredible journey with you. This podcast is your one-stop shop for all things self-improvement, happiness, and creating a life you're absolutely in love with. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Now, buckle up because today's episode is going to hit home for a lot of you.
It's the way you make me feel so good, feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good.
How many times have you caught yourself biting your tongue, holding back on what you really want to say, just to keep the peace or fit into the crowd? We're talking about the work meetings where you don't voice your ideas, the awkward family dinners where you avoid certain topics, or even those social situations where you laugh at a joke that you don't find funny at all, just because you don't want to be that person. Yeah, I see you nodding. We've all been there. But what if I told you that this self-imposed censorship isn't just stifling your true self, but could actually be harmful to your mental and emotional well-being? Yeah, you heard me right. And no, this isn't some be yourself and everything will be rainbows and unicorns kind of talk. We're diving deep today, backed by solid research and real-life examples, to explore the importance of self-expression and why you, my friend, need to start taking it seriously.
Welcome to Self-Care and Hustle Podcast, where your journey to becoming your best version begins. If you're ready to live your best life and find your inner peace, you've come to the right place, giving you insights on all life tips and purpose-driven actions to move you from where you are now to where you want to go. You can do this. This is me, Nestle Poliente, your host. Are you ready? Now, let's dive in.
Self-expression is the act of bringing your inner world into the outer world. It's the courage to stand up and say, this is me. This is what I think, feel, and believe. But this isn't just about grand, sweeping declarations. Nope, self-expression happens in the day-to-day, in the little moments that end up defining us. Remember that time you chose to wear a bold outfit just because it felt like you? Or when you picked up a paintbrush and let your imagination run wild? Yeah, that's all self-expression, baby. Now, you might be asking, why is self-expression so important? Good question, my friend. Think of self-expression as a form of self-care. It's no surprise that according to the American Psychological Association, self-expression can act as a coping mechanism, helping to manage stress and improve mental health. When we express ourselves, we validate our own thoughts and emotions. We give ourselves permission to exist authentically and unapologetically. And the benefits, oh, they're juicy. We're talking about increased self-esteem, deeper connections with others, and even better decision-making. Yeah, you heard me right. According to a study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, self-expression can actually make you more confident in your choices. So, we've established self-expression is pretty dang important. But hey, if it's so great, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, my friends, welcome to the not-so-fun part, the barriers that hold us back. Fear of judgment. Yes, the all-seeing, all-knowing eyes of society. You worry what people will say, what they'll think, how they'll react. But guess what? According to research published in Psychological Science, we overestimate how much people actually pay attention to us. It's called the spotlight effect. We think we're the center of the universe, but in reality, everyone's too focused on their own spotlight to worry about yours. Barrier number 2, the inner critic. You know that little voice inside your head that's always saying you're not good enough, smart enough, or just enough in general. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, and it's often the loudest when we try to express ourselves. This self-criticism can really mute our ability to speak our truth. Before we dig in, let me tell you a little story. Picture this: Sarah, a bright young woman, passionate about climate change, lands her dream job at an environmental startup. The team is young, the mission is clear, and she's hyped to make a difference. But as days turn into weeks, Sarah notices something. Her team is fixated on old-school approaches that aren't really making an impact. Yet, everyone nods in agreement at meetings as if they've just heard the gospel. Sarah hesitates. Should she speak up and risk being the office buzzkill, or should she keep her head down and play the part? Eventually, she decides to keep quiet, rationalizing that her inexperience might be why she doesn't understand the team's methods. Weeks pass and the situation worsens. The startup isn't making any meaningful progress, and Sarah feels increasingly disconnected and frustrated. Her silence takes a toll not just on her job satisfaction but also on her mental health. So, why is Sarah's story so important? Because Sarah's story is our story in one way or another. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or in society, too many of us are pulling a Sarah. We're muting ourselves, forgoing our unique perspectives and insights, just to avoid ruffling feathers. So what's the big deal, you might ask? why is it so bad to keep the peace? Well, let's dive into the nitty-gritty, shall we? According to research, suppressing your self-expression can lead to a host of issues. We're talking about increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that suppressing emotions actually increases the stress response in your body. Over time, this can wreak havoc on your emotional well-being. But wait, there's more. Suppressing your self-expression doesn't just affect you, it impacts those around you as well. Ever heard the term emotional contagion? It's this idea that emotions can spread quickly among individuals. If you're bottling up your thoughts and feelings, people around you can sense that tension and may also become uneasy or stressed. So, by not being yourself, you're not just hurting yourself, you're affecting the emotional climate of those around you. So how do we knock these barriers down and reclaim our voice? Stick with me because we're going on a journey to crush those fears and silence that pesky inner critic. First up, start having authentic conversations. Make it a practice to say what you think or feel at least once a day, and do it openly. This simple act will make it easier to express yourself in other areas of your life. Next, find your medium. If speaking isn't your thing, maybe writing is. Or painting, or dancing, or cooking. The medium isn't as important as the message you're sending out into the world, that you exist and you have something to say. So there you have it, my friends. Self-expression isn't just about you, it's about contributing to the world in your own unique way. It's a superpower we all have, we just have to be brave enough to use it. Remember, you have one life to live. Make sure it's in your own words, your own colors, and your own actions. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I have some incredible episodes coming up that you won't want to miss. Until next time, stay expressive. I hope you found value in this in-depth look at the importance of self-expression. I'll see you in the next episode.
I was worried you blow my reputation, but I figured it's not on me. Yeah. The way you're making me shiver, your hands on myself, I keep pulling the trigger, right? Just wear a finger for people like them. Oh, no. Well, darling, on my mind, I'm feeling so fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky, oh. It's the way you make me feel so good, feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good, oh.
Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into all the tips you can use to becoming your best self. To catch all the latest from me, follow me on Instagram and support me by considering buying me a coffee. Link is in the description. And make sure to chill out, listen to your favorite music, and drink your water. See you in my next episode.